Good evening viewers, this is Troy from Troy's Visual Arts channel and welcome to Troy's Workshop Adventures. Yes, I finally thought of a name for this show and yep, Troy's Workshop Adventures has a good ring to it, to my personal opinion. Anyway, yeah, tonight on this show I'm going to be doing quite a few electronic projects. Well, actually a bit of like modifications of projects here and there and stuff. But anyway, on tonight's agenda is to refine my video effects circuit, which I built off YouTube user 256 byte RAM's schematic. Yes, I intend to put this inside of an enclosure. I need to do a little bit of neatening up of the circuitry so I can make more regular use of this circuit for my video effects videos. So that's one thing on the agenda. Another thing on the agenda is to do a bit of fault finding of my Sony DVC 2400 black and white Vidicon camera made in 1968. Yeah, this camera was said to be working when the original owner last used it, I think probably within the last few months. However, I powered this up and it was not outputting a video signal, I was getting just a blank screen. So I'm going to be doing a bit of fault finding and find the fault. So that's another thing on the agenda. Of course, I've got my companion camera which actually does work. My Sony, I forget the model name, yeah, VCK 2400 AC camera, made 1967-68. This camera works perfectly good once hooked up to a sync generator, sync pulse generator that is. So I'd be having this switched on and then of course I'll be putting it over this and then yeah, I'll be doing a bit of fault finding to see if I can get a picture outputted. Anyway, that's on the agenda for tonight. The sync pulse generator sitting down below on the ground. So yep, this is the sync pulse generator. What else do I have on the agenda tonight? Well, obviously I'm going to be doing a bit of more fault finding on my MBTV camera. So here's my MBTV camera down there. You've seen in the last episode I did some mods to it. So that's the next thing on the agenda. And yeah, a new addition to the agenda is to make a little adjustment on my recently acquired Sony Betamax. I forget the model name, but it's a 1984 era front loader Sony Betamax machine. Works okay, just needs a bit of adjustment to the speed circuitry because the pictures are playing at the wrong speed and I'm getting sort of tracking issues and sort of the sound, the audio sounds like it's underwater. But yeah, that's also on the agenda for tonight. Although knowing my luck, obviously I'll be lucky to get one or two of the four things done that's on the agenda. So yeah, I'll be pretty well grateful if I can get at least two things done. But anyway, yeah, so that's on tonight's episode. So yep, time to get cracking on my projects. Enjoy. So first things first, I'm gonna work on my video effects unit. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna lay this out inside I believe I'll be using a plastic enclosure. So I'm going to see how I can lay it out inside of a plastic enclosure and have it all neatly packaged so that way it's more usable. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to borrow the camera number 2 and use that just to test it out and show you once again the effects unit in operation. So that's what I'll do. So give me a moment to set up. Righty, let her rip. There we go. You now have effects. Well, briefly, the monitor screen's not showing up. But, did have it. That's better. Now we're getting somewhere. I'm at the wrong end. Alrighty. The only question though is what happened to the bloody colour? Yeah, this is one problem I'm going to have to fix. This like this switch is meant to actually just completely allow the video to bypass the effects unit straight to the monitor or the recorder, so that way I can switch the effects unit on and off. But I'm getting this other kind of distortion happening in the video, where the picture's kind of smoking. I'm getting off casting. It in itself is quite an effect, but I don't want it in the switcher to switch the effects unit on and off. So we have to fix that up. So now it's a process of fixing up this little bug associated with this switching device, and so we can get a proper switching of the effects unit on and off without any side effects. Now I'm just going to have to trace out the circuit. Oh, it's time to give this thing an overhaul. And find me a suitable enclosure for it, preferably plastic. I have some thought of housing it inside this and hot gluing a cover on top. But yeah, I'm just going to see if this is actually feasible or not. Well, guess we'll have to somehow make do with these two pieces. This will be the body, this will be the top or the bottom cover, depending where I decide to lay this circuit out onto. It's going to be a pretty hack job here. she's wired up now. Now it's a matter of fitting it into an enclosure. Actually, I better field test it first, make sure it's all working. Well, there's not much point putting an enclosure if it don't work. So that's what I'll be doing right now. There I am. Right. Alright, I think I'll just start cutting this base out. Just giving it a basic marking. And hopefully I'll get it to fit nicely around this enclosure. Okay, so I'll cut this enclosure. Fuck you. Right. Now time to grind up the grinder. So there we go. Yeah, not too bad. My gripe is the other end because of its curvature nature. I'm going to have to somehow fill that gap. which not too pleased about. So yeah, I've decided, because of the curvature nature of this enclosure here, and because you're going to get a gap there and it's just going to look pretty shonky, I'm going to cut it about here where it starts to curve. And because the effects unit should just fit within this region, that way I can neatly sort of package it up or cover it up on that end without making it look pretty shonky. Okay, that's that part done. Let's just see how well it's going to fit in. Oh dear, I think I've cut it a bit too short. Actually, this can probably fit inside on. I might do it that way, that'll work out. Yeah, this actually fits in quite nicely like that. Right, the only thing is, yeah, I'm just going to have to work out a way where I can stick these video input outputs. I think, yeah, maybe they can just sit here. Just the things, I don't have to squash them around. I'll have to do a bit of thinking and work it out from there. I'll have to somehow cover these holes here too, if I can. So what I can do now, just mark out where to cut this top piece. That's alright. I'll have to give this a bit of a burn as well. Looking good. Alright. Not perfect, but we'll have to do, I guess. Move our lines, swing the edges a bit. Alrighty, that's looking a lot better. With some hot glue, that should all sit in nicely. Next step, we'll have to cut a slot in this plastic piece so that way the video input-outputs can fit through. We'll even just drill some holes to put some screws in to set the whole mount into it. And there you have it. Fit like a glove. Now to drill the screw holes so I can screw them in. And there you have it. Perfect fit. Now I can just stick some nuts and lock washers on the other side and she's nice and secure. Okay. We're really getting somewhere now. Yeah, I'm challenged to try and find a suitable spot for these pots to go through. Probably stick a bit of heat transfer compound on it. Oh yeah, well, all but one actually stuck to the other end. What I have to do is do a bit of guesswork here. So I'm going to make the holes a little bit wider anyway, so I'll make them fit. But yeah, most of them went on. Now I've got my holes marked, I'm going to start drilling. I'll check the size of these, buddy. Yeah, I'll make them all 8mm. That seems quite feasible for it. about that? Turned out quite good. So they fit through quite nicely. And just stick the knobs on top. Or I might have to elevate the circuit a bit so the control knobs themselves don't brush up against the plastic. Otherwise it'll make it hard to turn them. Anyway, this is pretty much nearly done. Now I'm trying to think, I need to make a switcher of some kind, you know, just to, where I can bypass this effects unit and switch the effects unit off at the same time when I want to switch from effects to just normal video. Yeah, I just need to find a suitable switch that will do the job. Yeah, this one looks like a good candidate. I think I might use it. So basically when the switch is in off position for the power, I want the two video leads to be connected from input to output. But when the power is on, the short between the video input and the video output is open circuit. That's the whole idea. Because that way it switches the effects unit off and it just sends the video straight through. Of course, you can't have the. Of course, I discovered I can't have the effects unit on and just short the video to the from input to output because I get noise induced from the effects unit still to the video output. So you get like video. So you get straight video, but plus you get a bit of noise. That's undesirable for my purposes. So let's try this idea out for size. So there you have it. Now I can put it somewhere in the top of the effects unit. Yeah, there'll be probably a good spot. Okay, our switch is now attached. Just how I like it. Now I'm just going to wire it all up, and which is all good. Alrighty, now she's ready for testing. Should be input. And I'll stick that lead. Righty, switch over to camera number 2. There we go. So yep, so far the power is off and I'm getting normal video coming through. And then when I switch it on, I'm getting jack diddly squat. There we go, now we've got picture. So here we've got some nice effects happening. Anyway, we've got effects and we switch it off and we've got normal video, then switch it back again, we've got visual effects. Perfect, works just how I like it and I'm very happy about that. Got fast switching, probably not good for the circuit though, but so there you have it. This unit's now working perfectly. Now all I have to do is just assemble it all together, hot glue it together and then let it dry. Beautiful. Okay, now to do the finishing touches. Okay, I can say this is officially done. Now just give it a bit of a test, make sure all systems are functional. So now we're on camera 2 once again. Switch her on. I have to fix it all up. There we go. Got effects. Switch her off. Back to normal, switch it on, visual effects. Yeah, ripper, she's a beauty, she's working nicely. So, it's officially completed. Now, I love these good old analog video effects units. Get some pretty gnarly, sort of crazy psychedelic imagery happening, which I think looks really bloody awesome. Just adjust the knobs like so and get some crazy looking visuals happening. You can even bring back some of the texture in the picture as well. Trouble is, it likes to go off sync too easy. Yeah. This effect's kind of like an embossment effect. And goes the picture once again. How about that? So, officially say this project is done. Well, I've said that for the umpteenth time anyways, but yep, it's done. Done and dusted. So that concludes this episode of Troy's Workshop Adventures. After say about 6 hours, this visual effects unit is now nicely refined and is working perfectly to the way I like it, and is nicely packaged inside an enclosure. So I'm very pleased about that, and yeah, that's project number 1 done. Anyway, stay tuned for the next episode of Troy's Workshop Adventures. This is Troy from Troy's Visual Arts channel, signing out.